Welcome to ARTv. I'm your host, Morgan Ray. On today's episode, we have Qing Zhang of Choose Arts, who every Sunday is at the Esplanade Market in St Kilda, Melbourne, selling her watercolor works of art. Thank you so much for joining us, Qing.
Thank you for having me, Morgan.
So you actually didn't start out as an artist. You were in the corporate world, right?
That's right. I always enjoyed drawing since forever. However, when I was growing up, I wasn't very much encouraged to pursue the career as an artist. So I did a degree in science, and then after moving to Australia, I was planning to explore the options of becoming an artist. However, I was very fortunate that not long after arriving here, I found a job in quite reputable corporate companies. So and then it all happens very fast, and I was very happy with all the new changes and everything. So the option of doing art was kind of just brushed off briefly. Mm-hmm. And then I started to take, when I was working full-time, I was taking art classes in the evenings and weekends. And I remember there was maybe more than just one moment, but I remember like when I was in a studio and we were drawing, for example, in live drawing, and I was just thinking to myself, I wish time could just pause here. Like I really, really enjoy what I'm doing here, and I really wish I could have spent more time, not just in the evening, not just on weekends, but basically every day. So then that prompted the change that I would make later on. A couple of years later, I decided that this is what I really want to do. And it's like you hear a call and it's just very clear to you that you don't want to regret later on. So then I decided to quit my corporate job and finished my diploma at RMIT for visual arts, and meanwhile start my little art business, and I call it Choose Arts.
I brought how I found you was this piece, and I thought it was so well branded for one. You know, you had this with your piece on the back, your Instagram, and then it was this lovely mermaid, which I know was kind of a limited thing for you, right?
Limited edition, yes.
Yeah. So you were commissioned for something like a piece like this?
It was kind of like that. So the story around that is that I've been designing and making tea towels as one of the categories of the products that I sell. Mm-hmm. Then I had this friend. She is also a business owner. So she's a jeweler, and I think her specialty is in pearls. And we met basically on a monthly basis in markets and other places. So then she mentioned to me one day that she would love to have a mermaid design, either like a tea towel or a card or things like that. So then one day I thought I think it was in January when we had the bushfire and everything. So then I was sitting, in my studio again, and I thought of her, and then I thought, I really want to, it's probably timing for me to create that piece that she mentioned, even though she didn't directly ask me for it. But I feel like, yes, I wanted to do that. So then I painted a little watercolor illustration, just like what you can see on a tea towel. And then I sent a photo to her and she loved it. So then we agreed that we are going to run a limited edition of tea towel. Basically, I supply to her and then she supplied to her retail products. So yeah,
lovely.
That was the story.
That's so interesting. And typically you do your own works of art, and so the commission was it something new for you?
It's something that I don't actively promote. So so if people approach me because they've seen something that I've done and they really have something on their mind that they want to see how I handle it, then we would have a conversation. But yeah, I feel that I've known some commission artists, like good friends, and I feel that it's kind of like a specialty, like not everyone has to do it in the same way, but I feel like I either have to choose to do commission only, or I cannot try to promote both at the same time. So I choose to do my own work as most of my, for most of my time, and then have conversations with people who are potentially interested in commission about a commission piece.
I see.
Yeah.
And I admire you for your business sense. Now, you mentioned to me that you had taken a business class to help you with what you're doing at the market. So you sell cards, you sell tiles, tea towels, prints. You are also doing watercolor classes.
Yes.
And so you're not only selling your product, but you're selling your style of art.
Well, thank you. So, yes, that's right. I did take a business course or a training before starting the little business, because I was working in corporate before, but I wasn't doing business management. So I knew that I'm lacking some skills in business, such as finance, marketing, or even just how to set the whole thing up, like the business plan up. So I knew that I need some guidance in those areas. So I found an opportunity and I took the course, which was very helpful. I'm still using the templates and the information that I received from the course. And then it was from there that I started to think about, taking this as if it is an art business, then take it as I don't know how you call it, like a portfolio or any other name. So yes, I want to sell my painting. I want to sell my original work. Do I want to sell something else, or if there's other service or products that I can offer? So having I spent quite some time thinking about that and research as well. And then I decided that it might be, at this stage of my career, it might be a good idea for me to sell more than my original painting, but also homeware or stationery made from my original painting, and try to have shows in a gallery, but also find some other channels and just to try to create more opportunities for others to see me as an artist. And thinking about teaching, usually people will be like, who am I to teach? You will feel very humbled by the very thought. But then I think someone explained something to me that makes a lot of sense. It's like, yes, you may think that you yourself are not that advanced yet, but there will always be people who are just starting out or who are just behind you. So then they may want to appreciate receiving some guidance from you. So don't feel too humble about that. So then I thought, okay, probably I can do that. And at the moment, I'm actually teaching 2 classes, and I'm really, really enjoying it. And from the feedback that I got from the participants, they enjoyed it very much as well. So, well, thanks to the person who kind of encouraged me to, give more thoughts into teaching watercolor when I didn't feel the confidence myself.
Oh, I mean, that's strong advice for anyone, I would think.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And you do a little bit more than just watercolor. Right behind us, we have a lovely animation that you creted. And then you also sent over some mirror work. Can you speak to some of these pieces?
Yes. So this animation was done in Photoshop. It was a part of actually, it was from a while ago when I was still in art school. So we were learning Photoshop, and one of the module was about, I think this is called stop motion. Hope I got it right, otherwise my teacher will be so upset with me.
No one's quizzing you here, don't worry.
Yes, and then I incorporated my interest in birds, like native birds, penguins and all that, into, and then also my academic background, which was environmental science, by the way. So then, well, the reason that I studied environmental science, not just because I wasn't able to choose art, but also I was interested in environmental science. So kind of merging these two together, I created this little video about fairy penguin. So enjoyed that very much. And the other piece that you just mentioned, the mirror thing, it was an installation that I did a couple of years ago. Again, that was before COVID. So that was in a town, really, really remote little town called Natimak, about 500k or 400k away from Melbourne. So they have this famous Mount Arapiles, where lots of climbers would like to go to, from not just Australia, but like international climbers and everything as well. So then they have a art festival. It's called Nati Fringe. So it was back in 2019, and I put in a little proposal and then with help of my teacher Bridget, she was teaching me public art in our RMIT. So then yes, we did this installation on the Salt Lake. So basically the idea is to have Mount Arapiles and Salt Lake reflected in the mirror installation, and then having the viewers being able to see all the surroundings and all the reflections, including their own image, and have a think about our connection with this world and maybe our identity as well. Like, you know, you see your reflection in a mirror on a daily basis in your bathroom, probably, and then, but then, you know, change, maybe shopping malls, I guess. And then, but, you know, if you're outdoor and so immersed in this beautiful landscape, and then if you see your face again, and then maybe the question I want to prompt in people's head is like, how much do I feel that I'm part of this world? So
wow.
So because I like to kind of think about these kind of things a lot. So that was the idea, and that was a really amazing experience. It was difficult to carry all the mirrors all the way to the lake because, you know, there's no paved road, so you have to go barefoot, and then we had to take our shoes off. And again, thanks to, you know, my teacher Bridget and her climber friends, it took a team to carry all the stuff there and put it there. So yeah, it was really, really great memory.
Wow, thanks for sharing all of that.
Thank you.
Now, your work is so tied to St Kilda. You're here at the Esplanade Market every Sunday, and how else can we find you?
Well, I've got my own website, choosearts.com.au, and send me an email.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, sharing all that you've done, and we look forward to seeing what's next for you.
Thank you very much, Morgan. It's a pleasure.
Wow, what a great interview with Qing. I was talking with her backstage when we were doing the makeup, and she was telling me that she started drawing when she was about 2 years old. And she was just growing up in China, and it wasn't really the done thing, but she was getting out the crayons and the chalk and painting on the walls and the doors at home.
I'm sure the parents were happy with that.
Yeah, well, I don't think she got too much support there, so she just had to battle through. But wow, I love that animation and the message with it, because of her environmental science background and studying art and bringing it all together. But watching the little story about the penguins and the habitat and the environment, wow, we need more people like her. A really beautiful message. I thought that was really moving.
Well, does that mean you're going to take one of her watercolour classes?
I will definitely go down and see her market stall, and I think it's right opposite the park, next to where all the construction is, in the middle of the Esplanade. So yeah, I'm definitely going to go down, because I want to see some of her watercolours and the cards and the other products that she's got.
Yeah, and it was interesting because when I last saw her there, she was speaking to me about the tiles and how of a challenge it's been to get some of the film imported in from the US. So there's different avenues you can take when those things come up.
Yeah.
Import and export.
And it's funny because I haven't seen too many watercolour artists lately.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to see that difference. And I just think it's funny because all of that animation was the ocean, and it's all painted in watercolours. It's just, I don't know, something special just that resides with me. I really loved it.
Well, it's a challenge to work with watercolour and how to control this, well, liquid, but to get in all the details, I have a big respect for it.
And I did tell her that big shark, when it gets close up, is a little bit scary. What's coming up? And what's out there?
Well, we have the NotFair, which is on it being not fair for certain artists that aren't represented. So if you're looking to discover an artist that isn't in your commercial gallery, that's one to check out. It's in Windsor from the 20th of May to the 30th of May. Okay,
beauty, no worries. Yeah. Cool. And the next guest, who have we got lined up?
The next guest we have from Mars.
The Mars Gallery.
Belle Basson. She has a body of work being exhibited there and is quite vibrant and fluorescent, and started a bit in Bunnings. So.
Oh yeah, right. I have seen a bit of that, but I can't wait to see the interview. Great. Anything else?
Well, with you, I like to give you props for getting your Instagram up and
You
running.
do? Well, I have done that. I have started it. Now I've got to build it. So spend a bit more time on that. But yeah, getting there. Been punching it in. So there's lots more work done and a few steps closer, but nothing to show just yet. But I'll keep you on it.
Well, you did set the 24th of May as your deadline.
Well,
so.
I'm pretty sure you set that. But anyway, it's good to have a prompt. And that's a wrap for this episode.
That's right. If you'd like to get in touch with us, send us an email at ideas@studioemedia.com.au.
See you next time.